Hello folks, and welcome to GingerLion's Agrarian Skies map playthrough. This is going to be episode 32. So, last time we did ourselves a bunch of setup work to make a couple of quests happen. Figure I'll give you a quick review of where we're at with those. I come downstairs. Here is my assembly line, and you'll notice I'm up to one septuple compressed cobblestone. So, as soon as as we have 9 of these, we can assemble the last one and do our submission on that quest. Let's see where we are with dirt. You'll notice we've got 20 quadruple compressed dirt. We need to hand in 100. Each one is worth 6,000, so when 6,500. So when I hit 65k on this, I'll make another 10 of them. But for the moment, those are still ticking. So what are we going to do today? Well, today I updated the mod pack up to I can't remember what the actual version is, but it added a couple more quests. I had completed Steel Power, but now it's called Steel Powered Flight. And there are 2 new things in here. There's Steam Room, where I have to make a steam turbine and a turbine housing. And there's up, away, splat, where I have to make myself a leadstone jetpack. So let's start with the leadstone jetpack. Because flight would be a very nice thing for me to have, and I'm perfectly willing to build a resonant jetpack when the time comes. So let's see. What is a leadstone jetpack made out of? Lead, a leather tunic, a leadstone flux capacitor, and a leadstone thruster. Okay. This doesn't look too hard. Let's see how close I am. Oh yes, of course it reset my mode. But it's still not working with any asynchronized. Nope, still not working. That's unfortunate, but let's see. How close am I to being able to make this? Well, not that close, but I'm willing to bet that downstairs I thought I had already made one of those dynamos, steam dynamo, I had, for a previous quest, so that gets me one of them. So let's make the other. And let's see, this. I'm going to take this. How close am I to that? Coil. I need the redstone transmission coil, don't I? No, it's the reception. Well, here's the transmission coil. Make a stack of those. I never like running out of such things. Once again, in through here, and we need to make copper gears. So, there. That's that. Now I should be able to make myself these. I only needed one more to make that jetpack, or thruster. How close am I to this? Very close. Nice. So all I need now is this flux capacitor, and that allows me to make this thruster. And now I need leather, and I definitely have plenty of leather. So, leather chest made, and another leadstone capacitor. Yep. And there's the jetpack we need for that hand-in. Relatively easy on that one. Now, I'm about to make this redstone thruster, so I'm fine with making it by hand. Let's take a reward bag. 1 full heart and 2 greater reward bags. So, there's the full heart. Let's see what we get from our reward bags. A wood golem. Okay. And 4 runes of augmented capacity. Interesting, but not amazing. So, we're done with that, but I'm not going to stop there. So, let's see what we have to do to upgrade this jetpack. Hardened thruster, hardened flux capacitor makes a hardened jetpack, basically. Okay, so, jetpack. I'm only going to make one of these, so there's no real reason for me to do a whole bunch of work to teach my system how to make this. Yeah, let's go ahead and make 2 of these, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need them. And upgrade them both like this. That's a risk, but I was right. I think I have compression dynamos. But they're probably downstairs. I had originally used one, at least. Oh no, I had a whole row of them down here powering these. That's right. So where are my compression dynamos? Compression dynamos. Nice. Solves that problem. Don't have to make any of those. I do need some impulse item ducts, which I think I had... I don't have any, huh? Yeah, I do. I need the opaque version. Make them opaque with 6 and a lead ingot. Okay, that's easy enough. Clear that out. Lead ingot. Why is my health so low? Odd. Maybe it's just not rendering correctly. Well, let's make sure. There's opaque item ducts. And finally, bronze. Yeah, please make a stack of that. Yep, time to go reset auto crafting again. I've also figured out what the root cause of this is. I am using a lot of export buses set on craft single item, and sometimes that bogs down the system. But that, having put a dark cable here and flipping that switch, which is set to a crafting terminal, resets the system, and the crafting job's complete. So, go back upstairs where I already have the gears partially set up. Now, am I ready for this thruster? I am. So, I'm ready for this jetpack. Thought I had made another hardened flux capacitor. Yeah, it doesn't stack. So there's a hardened jetpack. That's going to be better. Gotta be, right? So what does it take for me to upgrade this? I might have Electrum. I do have the Electrum. That's all I have, apparently. I'm going to need 2 redstone flux capacitors reactant dynamos. Just a little bit of crafting here to make good things. I do, yep, plenty of electrum. Good. Because we're going to need it. Forgot I was making these dynamos. Gets us those. 2 gears. Gets us those. Empty redstone energy conduits. That's easy. Oh. Hey. I think I still have a bus out here. Exporting them as fast as it can into this. Yeah. Let's disable that. I had that set up for the last time I was making redstone energy conduits, but let's be 100% honest. At this point, I have more redstone energy conduits than I have any clue what to do with. So, let's see. And I'm going to need 2 of these. It's 2 of these, which means 2 of these. We're rapidly approaching top tier. I like that. So let me assume that this recipe is, yes. So let's make 2 more sets. 1, 2. And then, upgrade them to leadstone. And upgrade those to hardened. And upgrade those to redstone. Oh, I already did. That was the step I just did. And upgrade those to resonant. That's good. And I'll take both of those out here because obviously they're having stacking problems. So now, let's make this. So I need 2 of these. Gears. I need magmatic dynamos, huh? I remember seeing those in this chest. Exactly 2 of them. Saves me, again, more crafting. I like that. And there's the thruster. Made. And there is the best of the jetpacks made. Now, I do have to make one more thing for that, because I haven't made one yet. I need a energetic infuser. How close am I? Very. Oh, yeah. And there's the leadstone energy cell, and there's the energetic infuser, and here is some conduit. So now, all I have to decide is where I want to be able to recharge my jetpack, and quite frankly, that's probably going to be down in the shop. One of these days, I'm going to have to do a beautification episode and clean this whole place up. But for the moment. I would like a nice place with power that's relatively near things. I guess I don't like down here, actually. Let's see what options I've got. Where do I run power that's convenient? Well, not many places. I guess I could put it right here. I've been trying to remove this row of equipment, but I guess I'm going to use this one. And then we'll go ahead and charge this jetpack in here and see if we can figure out exactly how to use it. Yes. So I'm going to disappear off camera for a minute, folks, and figure out what the controls are for this jetpack so that I don't die. Okay, so they're actually very simple. What you do, obviously, you put this in your chest harness location. I look kind of silly like that. I think I'm going to take that off. There, now I just have red boots on. And pants, I guess. So, what you do is you press F, turns on your jetpack, and then when you press space, it causes you to lift off. Obviously, it creates these jets of flame underneath you, which look very cool. And you move around pretty nicely. It's nice. But, oh hey look, I'm above the clouds. But, there's also a control default set to C, which allows you to have hover mode, which basically puts you in creative flight mode. Shift brings you down. Space takes you up. And if you want to take it off, hit F. Now, I have my boots on that keep me from taking fall damage, so I didn't take fall damage. So there you go. It's really nice to have flight available for when I'd like to, go exploring and doing various things. So, but it doesn't really solve my problem that I had hoped it would, because I can't really combine this with my bound chest plate, and relatively soon I'm going to need to fight the Wither, so I'm going to have to do something about flight. We're going to have to see about that, but first, I would really like to do the other new quest in Steel Power to once again finish it. Steam room. So a steam turbine and a turbine housing. Let's see how those are made. Steam turbine. Requires a steam dynamo, which I may very well have down in the basement. I'm going to put back on my speedy equipment, because sometimes it feels like I move so slow. Let's see. No dynamos in there. Took all the ones out of there that were in there, right? Yep. Okay, so steam dynamo needs to be created. Got it. There's the steam turbine. That was easy enough. And I want the big reactor's turbine housing. And I may or may not have the stuff that I need for that. Cyanite. I actually think that I've been feeding all of my cyanite into the cyanite reprocessor for reprocessing. But let's see if there's one in here. There is not. So, I'm going to have to get my reactor to produce one. Let's actually go check the only place that there could be one hidden in here. Nope, there is not. There is, however, a bunch of stuff that I need to tell my system to send to the main system. Interesting. Occasionally stuff gets stuck in there. That's kind of why I have a set of drives in here for storage stuff. So, obviously I'm going to need to wait maybe a little while. So let's work on that other problem that I was talking about. I really think it's time for me to spend just a little bit of time, and there's also a quest for it. That would be nice. No, I already did the quest there. So I'm going to dig into blood magic alchemy. So I happen to know that there's some way to make yourself an amazing flight potion there. So let me collect the information that I require to do that and start a couple of basic setup things, and I'll be right back to show you the insanity that I'm working on. Okay, so just a little bit of waiting later, and I'm ready to make it. There is that steam turbine. And there's the steel-powered flight quest line complete, and a reward bag. Now, I've actually had a couple people suggest to me that I go ahead and make a steam turbine related to my power production. And I have a pretty good reason for not doing that. Let me explain to you why. The steam turbines require, for them to be efficient, require that they operate at either 900 or 1600 RPMs. And that means that they have a continuous power output. So I wouldn't be able to throttle the reactor like I'm doing here. Right now, I'm making 24.8 thousand redstone flux a tick, and I can go up to almost 35. And that's nice. It's nice to be able to fluctuate up and down with my power usage and not have to worry about my reactor, overproducing and wasting yellorium, or underproducing and not producing me enough power. So the steam turbines are a good idea if you can assure continuous and complete power usage. For example, if you build yourself a reactor that doesn't produce quite enough power for your power needs and have some other source of power, for example, lava-powered magmatic generators or whatnot, those would be a good choice. But for the moment, it's not really for me. So, the efficiency rune, I still want those. I want to put those in. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make a hole in my... Here's where I've been putting my efficiency rune. So I'm going to put 2 more here. Yes, I know that shuts down my... It reduces the power of my altar for just a moment, but there. Now my now my altar is more efficient. So, why are we up here? Why did I come over here? Well, the reason I came over here is because I want to start doing a little bit of work with alchemic chemistry. And to do that, I'm going to need to make myself a bunch of blood orbs, and what I really want to do is make myself, from this potion, this empty potion flask, I would really like to make a flight potion. And I've looked up the process to do it, and it's going to take a little bit of work, but I think I can start by at least showing you what it is that I'm going to do with this. So, let's go ahead and change this over to, where is it? Ballad of Alchemy. So now this is a relatively simple 2-dimensional layout, and it's not very big. And the place that I'm about to put it down is just going to be temporary, but I'm going to need this while I'm at it. And why don't I grab myself a couple of chests. 3 should be perfect. So where should I set this up? Well, I did most of my work out here, and I'm going to need to connect to the ME system for some of this. So I think this area here is just about perfect. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put down the Master Ritual Stone. You've seen me do this before. And then I'm going to move this torch, because, well, Yep, and that does produce a bit of a problem, but if I put a torch there, all should be well. I think there's enough room around it, so let's find out. There we are, the Ballad of Alchemy. So, what exactly does the Ballad of Alchemy do? Well, you put an alchemic chemistry set here, and you set up some chests, this one being an input chest, this one being an input chest, and that one being an output chest. I forgot my activation ritual. And an orb. Let me go get those things. And let's see, what sort of thing would I like to make first? Let's just make ourselves some simple catalysts. That made it harder for me to get up there than I used to be. So, I think this Magician's Blood Orb should do just fine. Make sure it's bound to me. And let's see, I want some sugar. Actually, I'd like time for me to get more work going on making sugar cans, because I'm going to need it soon. Gunpowder I have lots of. Glowstone and redstone. Glowstone dust and redstone dust. So let's see, is that the whole collection? Yes, that should make me the simple catalyst. Oh, and I need another... furnaces. Okay, now I even forgot one more thing. I'm going to use this. I need my activation crystal. Otherwise, this just won't work. So, first we activate the ritual. It is now active. Then we take a blood altar and we place it on top. Like so. Now, we have to tell it what to make. So for the moment, what I'm going to do is put in the recipe. Let me make sure I have the recipe right. I'm making the standard catalyst. And the simple catalyst, I mean. Takes 2 redstone. That's right. And my orb. And now this is brewing. You see the little spirals coming out of it. And it's made us a simple catalyst. Well, that's great. We could do that anyway, right? Yes, we could. But now, if I put a simple catalyst in here and toss these ingredients in, as you see, it immediately begins filling this up and begins producing simple catalysts, which end up across the thing in here. It'll take this as an input chest also, if I wanted. So, I'm going to have to set up a whole bunch of these. Let's see. It's probably 16 of these all told. So I'm going to need to build myself a bit of a space, probably an actual building rather than just doing it out here on the obsidian plains. And I think that's going to be the focus of next episode, is how I set that building up and how the creation of potions process goes. So I guess the only thing I have left that I absolutely have to do this episode, and I really do, is to set up a little bit of sugar production. Well, let's see. I'm doing all my farming over here, and I'm not using the witch water anymore, and I'm not using mushrooms anymore. So that field right there that's currently filled with mushrooms is probably going to be my place. Let's see. I want a couple of stacks of sand. I'm actually going to get rid of this golem. I don't need to be carrying him anymore. And I can go get rid of these ritual stones up here. I should open those bags. You guys have been staring at those bags for a while, haven't you? Okay, I'll open them. Gas tiers, nice. And a book of efficiency 3. Good enough. At some point soon, I'm also going to be setting up a disenchanting station. That'll be cool. You guys will like that. So, yeah, it's silly for me to go from one station to another, but let's see. Sand. That should be enough. That'll get me started for sure. Let's see. I would like some buckets of water. And I think that's going to be it for the moment. So, what am I going to do? Well, first let me tear out the system that's down here, because there's no reason for me to be doing this anymore. And that just broke a connection that I need to rebuild, but that's fine. Let's get rid of these. I really need that cable. Let me get rid of a bunch of stuff. A bunch of sand and whatnot. I'm actually going to get rid of my jetpack and this. I don't need those right now. That barrel. Okay. Now I ought to be able to pick all this wonderful stuff up. And I need to reinstall an ME cable to complete that line. Let me clear this area up, folks, and I'll be right back once I've got this set up the way that I need it to be. Okay, folks, so here we are. There is my sugarcane farm. As you can see, it's relatively basic and simple, but I've got a harvester set up to remove, and at the moment I'm standing over here with my sigil of the green grove, seeing what I can do about increasing the number of growth ticks that occur, just to get myself a little bit more sugarcane, which we're going to need in the next episode. So, there's the episode, and I hope I see you guys relatively soon. I also wanted to let you know that I have been feeling sick the last couple days, and so there is a possibility that I will not be recording an episode tomorrow because my voice might be too far out of it for me to be on camera, as it were. So, hopefully that won't be an issue, but if it is, well, then I'll see you in a couple of days. Have a good one, folks.